These tools will be specifically helpful for mentors to manage the relationship with mentees and to support them in achieving their full potential. So I promised you some hands-on tools in the previous video, so here we go. So the first tool I want to share with you is the most important one. It is called active listening, and it is the first thing you will learn if you want to get trained as a coach. So active listening is about learning how to listen not only with your ears, but with your entire being. So it's about listening to what is said, but also to what is unsaid. To listen to the things which might be hidden also, and hidden to the mentee themselves. It will be instrumental for you to build trust with the mentees, as it will give you the possibility to give them feedback on the fact that you have understood them deeply. It will also help you get clarity and help them in their own reflection process, which is super important. So start with being attentive. Being attentive means that you will listen with your entire being, we said it already, which means you will be attentive to the words the mentee picks, to the way they are engaging in the relationship, to their body language, to the way they are making eye contact or not. So everything which will help you make sense of what is going on in the relationship at that moment. So it's about listening, but it's also, of course, about asking questions. And try as much as possible to ask open questions, meaning questions you can't answer by yes or no. It might seem easy, but it's not that easy. So if you give it a little bit of training and of time, you will get there at some point. You can also ask probing questions. So probing questions are questions which will help you drill down and get to the bottom of things and help the mentee really get to the very, very, very bottom of their understanding of what they are sharing with you. And if you don't understand something, or if you are missing a piece of information, just ask clarification questions. A good way to help the other get clarity is to reformulate or paraphrase. By doing so, you're holding a mirror to the other and to their thinking process, and this is always very helpful. Ultimately, listening with your whole being means listening to yourself, to what is happening inside of you, to your body reactions, to your feelings, to your sensations, and to feed that back to the mentee. It is a unique way to give them an insight on the kind of impact they're having on others, and this is priceless. And one last thing you can do for the mentee is regularly to summarize and synthesize. It is another way to hold the mirror in front of them, a more intellectual one, but which will help them get entire clarity on what they want to pick and what they want to leave in what they just said. So now about asking questions. If at some point you're lost in the process, or you don't know how to move forward or how to pivot or how to get out of a loop, and you have the feeling that you're making circles, you can use what coaches call questioning frameworks. So we have many of these frameworks we are using on a daily basis in our work, but I chose to share one with you because of its versatility and the fact that it is easy to use. It's easy to remember. It's called PERFORM. So the P stands for purpose. Purpose, like what you want to achieve, how can I help you achieving your goals, what do you expect from me, that kind of questions. The E is there to remind you to investigate existing solutions. What has already been tried? What have you already been trying? R stands for resistance and is there to help you investigate what kind of internal or external obstacles the mentee might face in developing their project. F for fishing for resources, with questions like, where do you think you can find what you need? Or who in your network could help you with that? Or things like that. And then you can move on to options for action. So you're looking for solutions here. And you can also investigate what are the benefits and the risks for each of the main options. With R for realization, you enter the doing step and you help the mentee come up with an action plan. And then finally, you will be able to monitor and measure with a very powerful question which I usually ask at the beginning of the relationship, but on and on during the relationship, and which goes like, how will you know that you have achieved your goal? So, getting back to the question, what are you trying to achieve? What are your goals? Make sure that you are working on SMART objectives. We won't spend too much time on that because SMART objectives are quite well known, and moreover, we will have some exercises around that during our webinar. But just for the record, SMART objectives are S for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, to which I add ambitious. Achievable and ambitious. It's a question of stretch. Too much stretch is too much. Not enough stretch is boring. It's for you to find the right place to be. R stands for realistic, meaning you can accomplish it, and T is for time-bound. Mentoring in a nutshell. Do's and don'ts. Make sure you have clear objectives, ask questions and reformulate, and close every session with a recap of learnings and next steps. But do not jump into helping without a clear request. Do not decide for the other what is good for them and impose your solutions. Do not keep quiet if you have something to say, even if it's uncomfortable. And last but not least, it's the most important one. Do not expect from yourself that you will be perfect at all of this all of the time. Be nice to yourselves and enjoy the ride.